All right, so what's going on? It's Sunday, so let's go back from Salvage Sales and be a Salvage Sales Sunday video. House sitting over at my friend's house, so I'm on her beautiful back deck with her sun umbrella and her lovely patio furniture I got for 80 bucks at a garage sale for a couple of years ago when I was house sitting. I also have the Terry 650B bike set up, and I hope I brought enough tools and little parts and bits to finish it. I think I'll do that video right after this one, because supposed to be sunny a couple days ago, and it kind of really wasn't. Today's supposed to be overcast and gross, and it's actually sunny and beautiful. The dogs out here, they'll probably bark a whole bunch. The neighbors, you probably hear neighbors. It's sunny, people doing stuff and out, and neighbors are all hanging out, and dogs are all hanging out. This is, come here, bub. Come here, fat boy. Oh. This is Noki, the big meaty 30-pound pug I'm babysitting. Hi, Bub. He's a real man's man, you know. He's gonna have the head up in the air and nap for 12 hours a day and try and boss everybody around. It's a good time. So the Sunday salvage sales seemed a little thin, like it does often, but I found a few pretty fun things to make it worth it. Some shocking things. There's always some shocking things. After that, I went to Bike Farm. After that, I went to the real CCC. See if I remember to talk about it. So somebody else found this. I was like, oh, this is handmade. And I'm like, no, it's just cheapo. It's very kind of French. It's definitely, I think it's a rear rack, not a front rack for rear candy bosses and Fort Crown, but I'm not actually sure. It is heavy though. It is definitely solid steel, not tubular steel. And it is weird little, probably M5 nuts welded to it. I'm not sure if it's chromed or if it's stainless. It's got some rust spots on it. It really might be chrome, but it is not light. It is kind of ugly and awkward, but it's cool, and it's a chrome little rack, and it's definitely not Nitto or anything, but I had to grab it. He put it down because it was so heavy. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably a rear rack, and it's probably off a cheapo bike. He's like, yeah, and it's heavy, put it down, but I'm like, I can't help myself. I wanted it. I got there early today, and the doors are already open. Some of the guys had already dug through the free box some. So I went and looked at the free box too and found this bar's a steel bar, but it's a riser, and it's kind of cool, 58. It'll be sick on a little fixie. It's got a horrible grip shift on there, trying to be like, oh, you don't want that, the grip shift's dead. Bro, I hate grip shifts. This is going right in the trash. Had the single brake lever, and I think I found the matching one while we were inside. I'll have to pull it out and see. Just generic cheapo silver stuff. Looked through the bars and didn't see anything too interesting except for this. A Cinelli Giro d'Italia 6440. I have no idea if it's straight. This side looks really bent. I'm assuming the bar is dead, but I've been playing with so many stems, buying and selling and trading, and you know, sometimes the calipers aren't too accurate. I decided what I'm going to do, so the next bent bars I get, I'm going to start taking these bars and I'm going to hacksaw them off here and here. So there's a little handle and just the stem clamp so I can quickly check stems, see what size they are. Cinellis are all 26.4. That's a lie. Some of the really early ones are 25.4, and then they remade them late in like the late 90s, and they have more of a milky anodizing, they're a little more gray, and those are all 26.0. But all the old logo ones and new logo ones, you know, all the ones from the 70s and 80s and even the late 60s, I think they're all 26.4. But I'm going to make myself a little tool, and I'm going to drill a hole in it, put a bead tie or something through, so I have 4 or 5. I want a 26.4, a 26.0, a 25.4, and maybe I'll get some other weird sizes, because, you know, why not? I had to put a little piece of 1-inch steer tube and a little piece of 1 1/8-inch steer tube so I can double check on stems. I sold a guy on eBay a little while ago a stem I thought was 1 1/8, and it was 1 1/4 threadless. He didn't seem to care though. Found this in their junk bin. I don't know, looks like it hooks up to maybe a hose. Unscrews for an adapter. And it's like a brush you put water and soap in and you can clean your bikes out in the yard. I don't know. I never paid for it, but you know, for $1 a pound, like for $2 a pound, whatevs. I dug through their tubes. I'm always looking through their tubes, even though it looks like it's always picked through and there's never anything new. There is new stuff and everybody ignores it. A couple of old Serif 718 to 25 Presta valve, 48 mil. So, you know, some bikes only take 25 and have kind of deepish rims or V rims at all. It's great. I'm charging $2 a tube. That's pretty reasonable. Here's an old Bone Traeger 18 to 25 60 mil Presta. Super leger, extra light, shiny box. I bet this tube was expensive new. It says $7. Well, maybe the rest of them were like $3 back when this was $7. So I got some Bone Traegers. Found one crank set, couldn't help myself. Probably should have. It's black, it's not very scuffy, it's 165. It's got a single speed ring on it with, you know, 40 or 50% life left. It's got some use. Lascos, so it's a, you know, cheapo single speed crank, so it's really a road double with just a single outer ring. But like, whatever. I mean, this ring would make a good bash guard too. It's kind of cool, the black and the machined. Might do that and put something else on it. Some little black 165s, like, not even scruffy, bro. Over to Bike Farm afterwards, this is their free box. It's like for a pegboard, you hook on and sits against it, and you can, you know, cram more garbage into a place and not deal with it for a long time. Start using that for some of this stuff. Then I think they gave up on the pricing on a lot of this stuff, so I just put it in my bag. I don't think they really care. This is all stuff they priced for their garage sale, and no one's cared, no one's bought it. Some set of campy brake pads that I didn't even open the box. It could be, there's only 2 of them in here. I don't know how many are supposed to be, and I'm assuming 4. I have no idea if they're new or used. They have a giant price sticker over them. One more set of old, dirty, Cool Stop V-brake pads. Why not? I grabbed this because it's a matching set, even though I'll never use it. They're carbon red 103R road compound. The other one's cross compound. What the hell's the difference? I bet there's no difference. So these are Cool Stop Dura 2 brake pads, but they're for carbon rims, I think. Not 100% sure. Road carbon red. Color type black. Salmon ceramic compound carbon fiber. Carbon fiber number 2 hard. Well, oh, it's the part number. So where's the part number on this? 103R? That is not one of the part numbers I list. Oh, I don't know. Why would you make anything, you know, reasonable? Who knows, who cares, but I did talk to BMX Gary last week, and he said that the Cool Stop guys came to a tour of his BMX museum, totally wearing the cool shirt, and I'm harassing him to harass them to let me and him come and do a tour of the Cool Stop factory out in Lake Oswego, because that would be cool. Here's a couple of random campy pads. I don't care, I'll put them on eBay. I mean, you know, they wanted $5 a pair for these. That's probably all I'll get on eBay, so I didn't buy them, but $2 a pound, I don't care. Some Jaguar red pad inserts, road red zone import, compatible system, Campagnolo. Okay, no one cares. And I grabbed this one bag of random pads that are probably mostly used and probably all junk. There might be some good in here, some hardware, some yellow ones in there. I don't know, I can't help myself. Aha! Here is the brake lever. Let us see. Haha, I have a good eye. It is the matching brake lever for these bars. And I'm, you know, fairly sure it's long pole. Yeah, V-brake, silver, not scuffy, brake levers. Cool. I mean, I have that stuff. I never used that stuff. You know, someday. Like I said, nothing looked too exciting, so I went right for the derailleurs and the brakes and then the chain rings. I did grab this chain ring. I don't care about it, but someone might. It looks like it has no use at all. There's some witness marks, so it's definitely on a bike. It was pulled off rather quickly. It is a race face Cadence 53/39 for the inner, 130 BCD, 910 speed. Race face, but like no shift wear at all, no teeth wear. It's a giant old road ring. I doubt anyone will care, maybe. Someone runs Race Face Road stuff. I grabbed one set of brake levers like a sociopath, even though I have like 3 sets of these and I paid like $10 to 50. Oh, they're a little sticky too. Ew. I'm kind of a moron. Whatever, they're like the Shimano Road Modern levers. Grab this one, another ridiculous SRAM GX 11-speed. Maybe long cage, maybe more like a medium cage. It's a rear 11-speed GX road rear derailleur with a roller bearing clutch, type 2.1. Button. It does stuff. Maybe it's for locking it so you can clean it or something. It's cool. And I'm getting my hands all dirty. So, SRAM, random derailleur. I could not buy it. I have no idea if anyone cares. That 11-speed shifter I only got like $10 for, so I can't tell what's money and what's not. Some weird brakes are missing the pads and the recessed brake nuts, but they have the barrel adjusters. And they're not scuffy. They're pretty short road. They have a big E on them. Probably for some cheapo bike brand. Probably made by Tektro or whatever, but matching, black, E. I have way too much stuff. I don't have room for all this stuff. Why am I getting it? I don't know. A 105 front derailleur in 31/8. It's missing the bolt, but that is no big deal. 105 5600. I think that's late 10 speed. Ooh, it's dirty. Here's something you don't see every day. 8-speed 105 long cage rear derailleur. I've seen a million shorts. I don't think I've ever seen a long. And I keep coming across, you know, bikes with these parts and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I can't really do anything. So the derailleur's dumb. But here's a long cage 8-speed 105 rear derailleur that may or may not be any good. Could be totally bent and mangled. Could be totally fine. Whatever. It's cool. I got it. I definitely have or will get a road bike with the short cage stuff. I can make an old matchy bike, but put a long cage on and maybe make the front a 1x or something so I can get some maximum chain wrap. Scout. No barks. Here's a shocking one. A pretty clean, pretty crisp, really late 9-speed era Dior derailleur in black. If it didn't say 9-speed on it, I wouldn't believe it. That's pretty alright. I got a bunch of Dior shifters. Get some generic black wheels. Make myself a long cage 1x all black thing. Maybe we should use those cranks I just got. With Dior 9-speed shifter and that long cage rear derailleur. Some crappy road wheels and make a crappy 1x-city gravelly bike with a nice long cage. Here's this black Sora, really mint condition front derailleur, 3500. It's 31/8, but it has the plastic shims into 28/6. Sora stuff sells. It came on enough bikes. People are looking for replacement parts. Here's the first thing I found. A Suntour VXG rear derailleur, complete, a little scruffy at the barrel adjuster, but it looks fine. But it's missing nothing. And the pulleys look like they have like almost no miles on them. This is a really light derailleur for being vintage and long cage and all that. This is pretty nice. Sometimes these things sell for real money, for 28, 30 bucks. Sometimes you have them sitting on there for months and no one cares, but this one's pretty nice. I'll put it up there cheap. It'll disappear. Someone will be real happy. And I grabbed one more Tiagra derailleur because I couldn't help myself. It's long cage. It's 10 speed. It's dirty. I keep telling myself I gotta. I think that's just the screw being all the way out. There's no tension on it. Hopefully. I keep telling myself to stop buying dirty stuff. This is really nice. I'm sick of cleaning. I'm sick of breathing the fumes. I get sick by having the cleaners in my hands. Got both the Doges down here. I grabbed one used bottom bracket because it's complete. It was rubber banded. It has the cup. This probably came off those black cranks, honestly. RPM, just cheapo. Whatevs. And then at the last second I found a really nice used road wheel. But then I gave it to the guy from Bike Emporium. And I was like, you better get it. It's like, got no miles on it. He's like, I don't know. It had a 7-speed cassette on it and they put the was an 8-speed cassette body, and they put the spacer underneath the lock ring instead of all the way on the body before we put the cassette on. So it looked weird. You almost didn't get it, and I was like, man, I will if you don't. He's like, nah, someone needs the shop. I'm like, yeah, so let him have it. But I did find this ridiculous thing. Tribe Bicycle Co. Cheap Taiwanese, but kind of cool looking hub. It's got the chrome nuts, got the hollow axle. It's red anodized. Looks like the spokes are in tight, but maybe not too tight. Nowhere on the brake surface. It probably barely went through the anodizing. It's a little sun faded and weird, but it's a red fixed gear front wheel. This will be cool for some build. Need more fixed gear backs. There's always lots of fixed gear fronts around. And like I said, I went over to Bike Farm and I got that white bucket for pegboard. I'm walking around thinking I wasn't going to see nothing. I was like, man, whatever. Looking at some of the junk. This was hanging on with their wheels. This is some old 27-inch Milano back rim, nothing special, single walled, I don't care. It's not even hook beaded. This is old. Weird spokes, the really weird star on them. They're galvanized and they're old and they're loose. Little chrome's coming off this dust cap. But this is a Campy Novo Tipo hub, which is my favorite hub because they're high flange and they have the cool drillium holes. The bearings feel fine. It's not the prettiest, it's not the best shape. I didn't even look at the threads, I really should have. They look fine. There's no printing on it to say, like Nova Record stuff, I'll have the printing to say if it's French or English or whatever. So hopefully this is English or Italian. Italian's basically the same. Once you force an English or Japanese freewheel on, it'll just be that forever. So the old school Campy logo. I bought an entire bike from Tomcat a little while ago for $100 because it has that Tipo hub, which I haven't even checked to see if they're any good. They're even crustier than this one. So maybe I'll just save those for something else. I'm thinking about for the Allegro doing a 650B conversion, but also I could do dynamo front hub, which is what I really want to do. With this back hub, with the biggest freewheel ever and some ridiculous derailleur setup to try and make some old derailleur handle big enough gears for me. I have stuff to figure out, some on the front cranks to go low, small ring. Probably some Strongline 49Ds. I used to have, I saved it forever and I finally sold it when I closed the shop. I had a TA tandem timing ring. So it was a 36 tooth outer ring for the 50.4 little small BCD for TA Pro 5Vs and Strongline 49Ds and stuff like that, which I was kind of saving because it's been hot to do a modern E1x with all energy parts. Like the original 1x ring. But I got rid of it, now I regret it because now I want it. I would love to have that on some old Strongline cranks that all this old junk I just break. I've never broken an old Campy hub or axle, but I've definitely broken some other stuff. But whatever, $10. Man, people are trying to sell these hubs for $100 on eBay. They're probably getting them. The trick is you're supposed to pull them out and put in Nova Record races and cones and axles and make them really strong. And maybe that'll happen someday. And maybe it won't because I don't really do crazy miles. I just want to build weird ugly bikes right at the grocery store. So now that that's done, let's see if we can get sunburnt working on this Dura-Ace beater bike out in the sun. I got a few more red parts in the mail, so I had to run home real quick and grab them. Not all the stuff, but a few things. I got some more stuff coming, so I can't finish the bike, but we can do the brake cables, housing, some red junk, make it test rideable. I went to the real CCC after this, went and talked to Beth, who is a newer employee who moved here from the Midwest or something. And the regular guy from the Sunday Salvage Sales was telling me that she does frame building and frame repair stuff too. So I had to go bug her and see if she had any extra space in her garage. She said she is doing like a shared space garage, but somebody else is in there, so maybe they don't need that much, or maybe they'll flake. So maybe I'll go talk to Beth and hang out. She said she's getting a lathe and she's got most of the stuff in there. I'm like, I just need a little bit of room. I just want to do some braze-ons and racks, maybe some forks. So I got busy, so I'll go bug her again later. We'll see. Who knows? Still might move back to Eugene or some smaller town, you know, around. Slower way of life, cheaper rent. That's what I really care about, cheaper rent. But it's hard, man. Sunday salvage sales is good. I just did my taxes. I made 38K on, or 34K on eBay, but you know, I went through itemized, and I've spent like 13K on Sunday salvage sales and bike farm, and you know, buying bike parts, Goodwill and stuff. Plus, I paid $6,000 in eBay sellers fees, plus another $6,000 in shipping costs. You need to write all those things off. So I mean, I made 34, but actually like 24 of that is cost of goods and shipping and all that stuff. So I actually made very little dough, which I feel like, because I drain my bank account a lot and never have any money in my pocket. So very little, but you know, I paid rent every month all last year. It's nice not having a real job for a while. So if I move, you know, you're at the whim of less stuff for sale. It's usually cheaper out in small towns. There's a lot less of it than fixing it up and selling it or pulling it apart to sell. We have a lot less to sell. You know, today I spent 35 at Salvage Sales for all the stuff, including the wheel. He was like, 45, 40, 35. I was like, thanks, man. And then 10 at Bike Farm. So pretty cheap for stuff. I mean, that Chinelli stem I'm going to get 30, 35 bucks for, easy. Some of those derailleurs and stuff, I'm going to make my money back. Just take a while. And got some cool wheels for some cool projects. So that's my backyard house sitting, dog sitting Sunday salvage sales edition. Thanks for watching. I'm going to get this on the internet as fast as possible. Clear up my phone so I can get onto this Dura Ace Terry 650B beater bike conversion, dynamo, hotness with the riser bars, urban city cafe cruiser, any other name or word you can think of it. So you're going to offend all the old guys for putting fat tires on their nice old road bike. So you can offend all the modern guys for using nice old frames instead of modern Taiwanese frames that cost too much or made out of cheap tubes and are heavy and flimsy. So thanks for watching.